outside, but you may hear some noises of airplanes coming over, sometimes a little bit noise from cars. I don't want to wear a microphone anymore because I think it gives my voice a really odd sound. So therefore I decided just to record outside without a microphone. My animals walking around, so you will hear their toes chick 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 over my porch. That is the outside living in the summer, and we love the summer. Although the summer is too hot to wear our knitted items, so therefore we also love when fall is coming again. So welcome to my podcast. And today it was a month. The last time I recorded in English was a month ago. I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue in English because my Dutch podcast, quite a few people look at that podcast. I have the feeling my English podcasts are maybe a little bit less seen, a lot less, and it still doesn't feel very comfortable with my English. But I enjoy it, and I so much love the knitting community. So I decided to continue with it, and just let's try it for a year, and my English will improve. I will feel more comfortable talking English, and it would be really helpful, and I would love it if you would leave a comment, because I see that people watch my videos. So I love some interaction. I really would love some interaction. So if you want, please write a comment down below, and just also some suggestions or what you don't like, or just what you want to write to me, because I love to connect. I love to feel the connection, and then I'm not only talking to my camera, but also that people are watching, real people, and in a way we are connected to each other, because I feel like the knitting community is such a lovely community, so loving, and the comments I always get in Dutch are so lovely and so warm, and I love it. I have a finished object, and this is a really nice pattern from the beautiful Pia Trends from 50 Fabulous Knit, and she designs really lovely patterns. I see my shirt is inside out. I already wore it. But this is the finished object. So I will put some footage for me wearing this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. These are the bees in the back. And it's also funny because one person commented that I dropped the stitch. And I can see where she comes from. I think she thinks I dropped the stitch here. But I just was knitting very loosely there, and I didn't drop a stitch. The pattern is a little bit different from the end result of my Be Beautiful, and that has two reasons. One reason is that in the pattern there is the hem, it's like goes like waves. I don't know how to explain it different in English. That's not so my jam, so I already decided just to put a regular hem on it. But the problem was this is knitted with a merino wool. This was knitted with merino wool, hand dyed in a workshop by me. And I just didn't have enough yarn left, so I couldn't knit the hem on the sleeves. I had a little bit of wool left over, and then I decided I can do two things. I can rip it out, or I can take a crochet and to crochet the borders. And that's what I did. And actually, I really liked the result. Here, I will show it to you. Here, I will stand up. Here is the result. You can see I did single crochet, I think you call it in English. And I did the same on the sleeves, and actually it came out really nice. You see the hem I made, so I just did 2 by 2 hem, only like 6 rows, so not so much, only 6 rows, but I really like the sweater. the top. I think you call it the top in English, don't you? And sweaters with long sleeves. But it is knitted in wool. And in summer, I just don't like to wear wool. So for me, this is a lesson not to knit in wool in summertime. And also I think Pia set in her pattern to use like silk and cashmere, I think. I'm not sure. I will write it down. It's drapey, it's beautiful, but because also my wool was almost finished, I had to stop. And for my liking, it's a little bit short. It's a little bit short, it's a little bit cropped. And I don't like cropped shirts. First of all, because I have things going on in my belly. And also, I really love to wear low jeans, low trousers. So I'm not a high-waisted trouser person. I don't like the feeling of high-rise jeans. I just don't like it. I don't know, I don't like it. So, but it's lovely, it's soft, especially after blocking. And of course, I can see, you know, that there is some things that I would have done neater. But hey, it's my first one and I really, really like it. It looks very nice and the pattern is very easy to follow. I think I have two patterns of Pia. I also have a pattern from the Breeze top, which I also love to knit and which I will knit, but I'm not sure if I will knit it this summer because I'm not a fast knitter. I'm not a fast knitter and summer is only a month and a half and then it will be fall again. So, but I love the experience. I love knitting lace and of course I made mistakes and I had to rip it out. But in the end, I think it took me a month to knit this shirt and I love it. So this is the Be Beautiful of Pia Trends. Thank you, Pia, for this nice pattern. Then I am knitting, I think everybody's favorite, I'm knitting the ranunculus. The story of the ranunculus is that Midori Hiroshi, which is the design of the pattern, which you of course already know, but Midori designed it to be oversized. It is based on the Mori girl style and I will put a picture of Mori girl style here. It's very drapey, oversized and very feminine style. It's a Japanese style and it's meant to be oversized. It's meant to be knitted with very drapey wool with a big needle. So it is very drapey. In the first place, she had only a pattern with one size. And then a lot of people complained and wanted to knit a sweater and she designed for more sizes. But she only gives the finished bust measurements. So only for the finished object. And I love Japanese knitters. I think their style is amazing. I love the lace work in it. Well, I think I'm not the only person because everybody is knitting the ranunculus. So you can make the ranunculus however you want it. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller. It's up to you. I really like it. You can knit it with thicker wool for the winter. You can knit it in cotton. You can knit it with fingering weight yarn. You can knit it with DK, with sport weight, whatever you want. Just go up in the needle size so it's a drapey fit. I am knitting my one in Drops Beaumoulin. Is this one? It's a little bit yarn that splits, so you have to be careful with that. It's a little bit hard on the hands, but it's a lovely, lovely yarn. I don't think I will knit again with it, but I really like how it turns out, my ranunculus. And here is, and I didn't knit completely. It's not finished, but it's getting there. Look how beautiful it is. And this needle protectors make a lot of noise. I can take them out, but this is the finished. So it is, look. So in the pattern you have to cast off the arms, and I heard and saw that a lot of people didn't do it. So I just put you know, a thread on the arms, so I can pick them up very easy. I love knitting in lace. It's so lovely, and it looks complicated, and already everybody who knitted it, they know, like if you buy the pattern, Midori made a lot of videos explaining the stitches, and I think she wrote it down really clearly in the pattern. And I'm quite a beginner knitter. I just started in January. No, I think in December I started knitting. So if I'm already able to do this, I think everybody's able. I think everybody's able to do anything what you want. If you want something, just go for it and try it. So this is, it's the color, it's off-white. I love it, really love it. I chose the wider neckline, and I added even 10 more stitches to the wider neckline, because I saw on the pictures that even the wider neckline didn't look that wide, and I think it doesn't look very wide at all. I like wide necklines. I am knitting size 6, so that's, I think, extra large or extra large. Yeah, well, it doesn't look that big to me, but I hope it will be really drapey and big when I finish it. But this one I will knit long enough for me to like it, so I can wear it on my jeans. And I hope the next time I'm filming a podcast, I'm wearing this one, because I really would like to wear my clothes when I'm making the podcast. You hear all the time this. These are, I think in the abroad you call it Knit Picks, we call it Knit Pro, and these are needle protectors. I just bought them recently. You just put them like this in the needle, and the stitches cannot fall off because it just hangs there. It makes a little bit noise in the podcast, but I really like it. They're ugly, but they're very handy. So, and I prefer things to be handy. Yeah, just, you know, if you want to buy the ranunculus and you didn't do it yet, just knit it for your liking. If you like it to be fitted, knit it more fitted. If you like it to be oversized, just everybody has his own preference, and that is completely okay. I love, this is for me a project I love. I love already how it looks, and it's the first thing I knit that I really love. And I'm sure I will knit more ranunculus sweaters, because like almost everybody does who start with the ranunculus. I'm very curious how it looks in different kinds of wool. So I'm loving how this turns out in the Beaumoulin. And the Beaumoulin, if you don't know, like in the Netherlands, it's very easy accessible, the yarn of drops. And I know that it's not everybody, it's not a very ethical brand. I just heard somebody talking that they just don't, the people who sell drops in the stores, that they are not treated fair. I don't know, I don't have experience with that. I will look further into it, because I really like using drops yarn. I also heard people talking about the drops patterns that they steal from designers. So I don't know, and they're all free. So I didn't knit a drops pattern, and don't think I will. So I know some people really don't like to use drops. I think they have really lovely yarn. This the drops Beaumoulin, it is a rustic elegance in cotton and linen, and it is really nice. So That's all I wanted to say about my drops. And then I already started another knitting project. And this one, it's a free pattern from Junko Okamoto. It's called the Rock Sweater. It is so lovely. It's another love of mine. She only has one size, so I'm not sure if the size for me will be oversized enough. But if not, I will give it to my daughter-in-law. This is how the sweater looks. It is beautiful. It is a very, I love, you know, the undone hem here and in the sleeves, in the neckline. I love the neckline. I love the pattern. I love everything. And I think, you know, it's a free pattern. That's really cool, isn't it? So it's also funny because I was watching Ivana from the Republic of Me yesterday, and she made a recipe, she calls it, for a sweater that you can do. You can make it with a color, without a color. It's a raglan. It's just a basic model. She gives it for free, and it's posted on her blog, which I will link below. And she inspires me a lot. The way, the slow living she does, I love it. But she said in her podcast yesterday that she has troubles reading patterns, and that's the reason why she made her own recipe for a sweater. I can very much relate to that because I find it also hard to read patterns, but I'm forcing myself and it works, and I'm progressing and it's getting easier and easier for me, but I find it also hard, and I also can see sometimes I just miss things in the pattern. I have to rip it out because I just didn't read it well. You have to be concentrated all the time, and sometimes you're just less concentrated. So for example, with this sweater, which I will show you, again, I have this Knit Pro or Knit Picks needle protectors, and look at this. It is so beautiful. I'm not in a hurry with this sweater because it's a fall or winter sweater even, and this is how far I am. It is beautiful. The wool I use is so soft. I love it. And again, it is from Drops. And also Drops is very affordable, and I'm not very good yet at knitting, so I find it a little bit hard to spend a lot of money on yarn. But although I bought some nice yarns, I will show you later. So this is Drops Air. This is the color Wheat. It's beautiful, warm, off-white, it's more beigey color. You can see it here very clearly. And I use the color brown. Drops Air is a medium thick blown yarn made of baby alpaca and merino wool, and it is so soft. I knit this one with needle 5.5. It says that you need to knit it with needle 5. I use a little bit a needle up because I think I'm a little bit a tight knitter, especially in color work. And this is 10 by 10 centimeters. It has 17 stitches and 22 rows. I don't know. I didn't make a swatch. I never make a swatch. All the things I made until now, I didn't make a swatch. Maybe I should make, but I just don't want to. I just straight away want to go into my project when I want to cast on a new project. So this is 65% of alpaca, 28% of polyamide, and it is 7% of wool. So there's only 7% of merino in it. So it's mostly alpaca and it is so squishy and soft. I love it. I saw Ivana, she knitted with Drops Sky. That's also very nice. And I want to try that one also out. But this one, yeah, it's very accessible in the Netherlands. So again, I bought this yarn. So it's funny, the color work to weave in, it goes very well. I was last week in the Netherlands. We had a gathering of knitters and there were some ladies which she told me how to do color work even more better, because you can see my floats are sometimes big and sometimes they're really good and small, but when there's more space between the yarns, it's very big floats. So she explained to me how to make the floats smaller, and I will put a clip in it here because I recorded it, how she did it, and I will continue doing it like that. I hope so. So I started to knit this and then I had to rip it out because I was already here, and then I made many mistakes in the color work and I was confused and I made a very stupid mistake also. So I knitted this pattern and I just have the paper and I put washi tape. When I'm doing, somebody suggested that I put washi tape, so I know exactly where I am in the pattern, in the color work, and that helps a lot. But I was at this section 4, 5 and 6, and then I flipped the pages and I continued with this. I continued in section 10. Section 7 was on the other side, so it went completely wrong, and I was looking at the pattern and I thought, this is not good, this is not correct. And finally I discovered that I just forgot a complete page of pattern, so I had to rip it out. And then somebody commented in my Dutch video to put stitch markers in every repeat. They're very yellowy, but I've here stitch mark, I've here stitch marker. So every time the pattern is repeated, I place the stitch markers. This is the beginning of round, it's a different stitch marker. When she said it in the comments, I was like, why didn't I think about this myself? Why didn't I think about this? It's so logical, and that's why it's so nice to help each other with our knitting struggles. And I call myself beginner knitter. Some people comment on my Instagram, which is, by the way, the Dutch knitter, commented that I'm not a beginner knitter. I think I am. I only started like half a year ago knitting, so like 7 months ago. I just love to challenge myself. So, and I learn from my mistakes. I made a mistake in the pattern, so I ripped it out completely and I just start knitting it again. And I really, really love how this turns out. I really love how this turns out. Really nice. Again, sorry for the sound of the needle stoppers. So I love to challenge myself, because how do you learn more complicated knitting techniques? By challenging yourself. You know, knitting is a skill. You need to learn it. You didn't learn how to drive a car in 2 lessons. You had like 30, maybe 40 lessons to learn how to drive a car. Everything you learn in life, it takes time. So it takes time to pick up new skills. To learn new skills, it takes time. And that's completely okay. Because when it works out, you know, you make mistakes, you get frustrated, and you rip it out. And you try again and again. And in the end, you understand how it works. For example, I think it took me weeks to figure out how to knit short rows. And it was all over the internet, but I didn't get it. And when I got it, I thought by myself, it's so simple. But you just have to click in your head and you have to get it. Just accept that you make mistakes. That is okay. You only learn new things by trying. And just not to avoid problems. Face them. Not only with knitting. Face your problems. Face your issues. It's so healing to do that. And in knitting, it's like life. It takes time, sometimes it's difficult, it's frustrating, and you start over again. And in the end, when you succeed, it makes you so happy and so proud of yourself, and it gives you self-esteem, it gives you confidence. Have faith in yourself, in your own, you are able to do so much more than you think. So don't be afraid. Be brave and don't get intimidated by all these beautiful podcasts which you can find on YouTube with people who make the most beautiful things. Many people, it's their job. And also they had to learn. They didn't know straight away how to design patterns and how to make all these beautiful garments. It took time. Practice makes perfect. That was the name of an English book in high school in the 80s, and I still think this is a really good saying. It just, in the end, you will know. In the end, you will feel so happy when the garment is finished, and it doesn't need to be finished in 2 weeks. You know, it can be finished in a month or in 2 months. And it doesn't matter if you don't knit so fast. It matters that you enjoy the process. That you enjoy making the garments that you're creating. So, for me, I thought a lot about this, so that's why I want to share it with you. And I hope it encourages you to just continue and just not to stop when you find things are hard or the knitting is hard. You know, and you can do it. I'm sure you can. Because if I can, you can for sure. So this was Julia's pep talk. And then I started another project. And because I wanted to knit another summer project, I just started this project yesterday. So it's very, very in the beginning. And I already made a mistake. I am knitting, I think it's called the Home Camisole from Cadry. I think it's a well-known pattern. And you can see here my washi tape I use for this pattern. And again, I made a mistake. Let me see how it's... Yes, it's the Home Camisole. It is the Home Camisole of Cadry. I am sure most of you already know about this. And I just wanted to knit a summer top. I didn't think I was going to knit a tank top because I'm not fond of my arms, my upper arms. I think like many of my friends with the same age don't like. But last weekend when we had this gathering of knitters together, somebody was wearing this in black and I really liked it. She was wearing it on a linen skirt. It's really beautiful. And I ordered a yarn which is so much more suitable for summertime than the merino wool which I used for the Be Beautiful. So the yarn I'm using, it is from Stylecraft Natural. It is bamboo and cotton. It's like this. And you need to knit it with needle 4, and it's bamboo and cotton with needle 4, and it is the color natural. The shade is 7146 in natural, and it looks like this. Beautiful. For sure you can see I go for the natural colors. I really love natural colors. So I started yesterday. Oops. And it is knitted. It is knitted with you start making one side and it's back and forth. Well, that's clear, isn't it? But again, I made a mistake. But first of all, I want to talk about this wool, or no, this cotton. It's with bamboo. I think this is my favorite summer yarn. It is so soft and it knits so nice. It's not splitting. Look how beautiful it looks. I bought 2 skeins. It should be enough. I hope so. I bought also the black because I also want to make it in black. And I knitted. I was reading the pattern. I didn't get where it started. And of course, it started here. So it's paid for pattern starches, but it started here. Here is written pattern. From the left triangle. But I started the other one. It doesn't matter because now I started the second one. And actually my ChiaoGoo 4 is taken, so I have the Knit Pro. I don't know which ones these are from the Knit Pro. These bamboo needles. I love this one from Knit Pro. It's with this wool. I love using it. Although they're very short, there's something about them. I love knitting. Love knitting with these bamboo needles. I love the cables from the Mindful collection. They're really nice. I love these knitting needles. For this yarn, I even think I love them more than the ChiaoGoo. Actually, really nice. So just started, and this will be the 2 parts. I think this will be the 2 parts, like so. It's like a small bralette. Also for this one, I hope the next time when I see you in my podcast, this will be finished. I hope so, because I want to wear it in this summer. Beautiful and soft. I really, really recommend this yarn. It's just beautiful and so soft. Really soft. I have some acquisitions, but I rambled quite a lot. So I will leave that to the next video. I will leave it here. Thank you so much that you took your time to watch my video. I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. And if you like my video, I would like if you give me a thumbs up, so I know you like my video, you like my content. And I will see you the next time in a new video. Bye bye.